What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Living Blessed, the podcast. I'm your host, Joevan J. Palmer, and as always, we have amazing people on the podcast sharing transparent and vulnerable moments. I got a good guy. What do you go by? You go by Mitt or Darren? Which one? Mitt. All right. What's up, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good, bro.
Good. Let me bring it to you a little bit. All right, good, man. So appreciate you coming through.
No, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you coming to town, brother.
I was telling you, bro, I love doing other things outside of real estate.
Yeah.
Outside of real estate, so definitely.
Here we go, man. Let's get into it, man. Introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are. If you want to tell them what you do, you can.
So I'm Mitt Smtih, born and raised in Philly, live in the DC area. I am a real estate investor, everything real estate, and that's about it, bro. I don't want to get into too much details about the real estate. I want to talk about some deep stuff, bro.
Yeah, for sure, because they didn't catch another episode of real estate.
Yeah.
Word, man. So you from Philly, you said, right?
Yeah.
All right, so what's life growing up in Philly like? Let's start with childhood.
Typical hood stuff. Grew up, born and raised in a section of Philadelphia called Alany, kind of like North Philly-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Single parent household, me and my brother. Man, regular stuff, bro. We lived on a corner house, so when you live on a corner house in the inner city, your house is prone to you hear all of the ambulance, the gunshots. Man, it's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
A lot of noise. But the thing is, I was cool with everybody in the neighborhood. So my mom was like the neighborhood mom. You always could come to our crib whenever you need anything, food, you need somewhere to stay for the night, all that. So I grew up in that environment where, the thing is, if you was born and raised in the hood, you don't think anything of it. You don't think it's the hood. You don't think your mom's struggling when you in it because you think this is how life's supposed to be. And I would say the thing that changed everything for me was going to college, bro. Seeing something different. I never even seen a single family house.
Really?
When in Philly, there's a bunch of row houses, so everything is
right.
It's just so congested, and that's all I knew. I never seen a single family house. Even just like yards and stuff, like big yards, like some of that stuff was just new to me. And then when I went to Virginia State, it was an eye opener, bro. Complete eye opener, and it was like I didn't want to go back, and I never went back.
Really?
Like,
so you stayed in Virginia?
Once I left for college at 18, never went back, bro. Never went back.
What was like the ultimate decision for you to say I'm not going back?
My environment, meeting people from other areas, even women. Shouts out to my wife, but one of my first girlfriends I met in college, she came from the Cosby type of background.
Got you.
The Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Mom, dad, big house, and I remember one Thanksgiving I went over there with them and spent Thanksgiving with them, and I was like, "Yo, I want this." Like, it was different. Mm-hmm. It felt different. The love was different. Just seeing happy people all the time, big house. That was like, right after that, I was like, I want to get married. I want to get married and I want to have a family, bro. Like,
word.
It's serious. I was never like always, I always wanted a girlfriend. Always in a relationship, always. My whole life, which is probably, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't know if I could be alone. It's hard for me to be alone, bro. One of my best friends, Malik, said that. He said, bro, since I met you, bro, you always had a girlfriend. Always. He's like, bro, you never just chill. Like, even when I have breakups, it's like a month or two. I'm looking for a wife, bro. I'm looking for another girl. I can't really, it's hard to be alone, for sure. Hard to be, I'm not sure why, though. And maybe you can help me solve that.
We got to figure this out. So I want to go back because you mentioned you grew up in a single parent home.
Yeah.
What was that like? And what were some of the challenges of growing up in a single parent home?
So the thing is, my mom, she worked. So my mom worked for an insurance company for 27 years, right? So no college degree or nothing like that. And after the 27 years, she got laid off. And after she got laid off, she caught cancer. While she had cancer, she still was working, 2 side jobs after the insurance company laid her off. And that's when I started realizing, mommy's struggling.
Yeah.
Because she working 2 jobs. So, when anybody who born in a single parent household, that when the parent's not in the house, we outside a lot. And that's who really start raising us. The streets, your friends. We start getting into when I reached like 13, 14, that's when we started getting into drugs, stealing cars. Some of them was robbing people, you know what I mean? And luckily, I ain't get too deep involved into some of that stuff, you know what I mean? Again, when I went to college at 18, it kind of removed me at a pivotal point because that's when really all my friends started getting locked up for like serious stuff. I got locked up, but it wasn't like it wasn't for like a robbery or nothing like that. It was for small stuff, not nothing crazy, you know what I mean? Not nothing too crazy. So I was able to escape that by the grace of God, honestly. Because if I didn't go to college, it would have been a wrap for me for sure. Like my childhood friends to this day, I'm still cool with some of them, but really can't hang with them more than like a day, bro. Otherwise, I'm gonna start getting involved in what they involved in, and I'm cool on that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Cool on that. Yeah.
So you say it's a brother, right?
Brother, my older brother.
Older brother.
He had a big impact on my life too. So he played football. He actually entered the NFL draft. He didn't get drafted, but I just follow his footsteps. Right? He's like super athletic, and I just follow him. I wanted to be like my big brother, and more so like he was like my father figure. But we 6 years apart. So when I reached that 13, 14-year-old, that's when he started he was in college, getting to the NFL. So that part, it was just me in the streets, like kind of trying to figure it out. I would call him and stuff like that, but he wasn't with me. So it was literally me while mommy was at work, working 2 jobs. And you know, my mom had boyfriends, you know what I mean? Some of them would live with us sometimes. And if I'm gonna be all the way transparent, I think my mom was, you know, messing with some of these guys because she needed help. Because they would come in, you know, she trying to get bills paid. Yo, anybody who grew up, the females, you grew up in the hood and you just trying to survive. You want to make sure your kids is good. So, yo, a lot of this stuff I ain't realized until I was older. Like, I see why mommy did what she did.
Yeah.
But yeah, she died when I was 23, lung cancer at 49 years old. And then, luckily, I had graduated at that time, but still I was lost still. $80,000 in student loan debt. Just still ain't know, like, bro, I had to grow up fast, you know what I mean? I had to grow up fast and figure out life. And that's why I always think maybe I always had a girlfriend, man. Always looking for somebody to replace my mom, I think. You know
That's what I was going to ask you, like, you know, because you lost her at such a young age. Like, you know, do you think you were trying to, like, replace mom, like, all the things that she did or all the things that you all couldn't do together? Because you said you lost her at a young age. So it's like you're trying to, like, duplicate moms in the sense of where 23 years old, and you still didn't get a chance to like really like live a full life for her. She didn't get a chance to meet your wife, your child, and everything like that.
Nothing, bro. Now she used to always say, "With my grandkids." I'm 22.
Yeah.
They were so used to having kids, you know, 18, 19, 20, 21. Whereas though our generation, I think we starting to get it more. Like, we ain't with the 20. Like if we ain't right at 30. We ain't having kids. It ain't. We good. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things. Like my wife never was able to meet my mom, so stuff like that kind of messed with me. Of course, Savannah ain't meet her. You know what I mean? I'll definitely be. And I just lost my dad in December. So after my mom passed, I would say my dad made an effort to be in my life, and I appreciated that. You know, he called me every week when my mom passed, just to say I love you. And he was an alcoholic. He died because lungs, alcohol. He died. He was 57, but he wasn't. We ain't had like a real like relationship.
Like tight bond, yeah.
It was like that's my dad, so I love him. But
yeah,
it wasn't nothing else outside of that.
Growing up without him, what was life like? You know, was it something like, yo, I would love my dad to be here for a football game or a basketball game or a soccer game, something like that?
I ain't really think of it, bro. My brother played that role, but I will say, when I seen back to that girl I dated in college, when I seen her go home and her dad was there, man, I don't know, it was something about dating her and seeing that joint right there. It changed my. It's like a pivotal moment just watching that. Now it was strange. My dad. I learned more about my dad when he passed away in these last 4 months than I did when he was actually living from his mom, his grandma. The reason I'm here today. My mom used to always tell me, because I would always say sometimes, like if I needed some money or something, she'd be like, I would say, "Mom, can I go ask my dad for some money or for a PlayStation?" She'd be like, "No, don't ask him for nothing. He was here before, so you don't need to ask him for nothing." Okay.
Yeah.
And then The moments, so the last 2 years I've been building a relationship with my father, and I've been asking him. I try to get stuff out of him. It's hard to talk to him because he was a true alcoholic. So it wasn't many times where I was able to talk to him where he wasn't drunk. So getting like real answers out of him was definitely, it was hard, it was challenging. But I got some things out of him. And I used to ask him what happened between you and mommy. And he said, he would tell me things. And I was trying to put pieces together, but it was kind of hard. But I didn't know. So they got married. Actually, they was like married. We all lived in the same house when I was like 2 or 3, and then they got divorced. So you don't remember that much.
Yeah.
And he got hit by a trolley in 1991 or something. And he had to get surgery on his brain, and after that, he lost his job. Like something happened to him mentally. He like started losing it and started getting drunk. Like that's when it all started. My mom divorced him because of that. He used to work for the IRA. Like back in the day, that was considered a good job, a government job.
Yeah.
And it's like he lost it all after that. And in my opinion, my mom, she dated him because of the stability when she met him. Working for the government. And she told me he never wore jeans. Like I remember he used to always like dress like a businessman. Like that was his thing. And then after that trolley accident, it seemed like it's like going downhill, bro.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom dating a couple guys, man, and they be following me on Facebook now, calling me their son. It'd be weird, bro. I'm like, Brian. Yo, it'd be so weird.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It'd be weird. And I'd be like, I remember some of them, but I don't even know how to say, like, yo, stop calling me that. Well, I'm not your son. Like, I mean, you might have been in my mom's life for 2 years. Like, don't do that. Yeah. But my mom definitely struggled. I got so many things in my head that I remember her doing, but I didn't catch it. And now I do. I remember like $150 was like the budget for the month for food. And at the time, I remember like a lot of these conversations, we used to have something called Save a Lot. Y'all have Save a Lot out here? That was like our thing. Like we used to go to Save a Lot and make that joint stretch, bro. And at the time, I'm like, now I'm thinking $150 for the month? We be tripping over.
That's a week's worth of groceries.
We be tripping over like, $1,500 on them. I'm like, yeah. And the fact that she made it work, and things I seen my mom do, I sometimes bring on to my wife, and it's not fair because my mom, she used to struggle, but she used to make it work and figure it out. Whereas though, Jaleesa fake bougie, right? So I'll be like, I used to say when we first started dating, I used to say stuff like, yo, like, you not built. Like, you not built. Like, my mom would never. Even my grandma had 12 kids by herself.
Your grandmother had 12 kids by herself?
12 of them. So when all I seen was like strong women raising the family by themselves. And it's like, we got one kid, and stuff used to happen with me and Jaleesa. It used to cause a lot of issues, honestly. And I used to be like, yo, my grandma did it with 12. Why are you tripping? You can't say that, right? Because grandma, but Jaleesa always brings this to me. Was your grandma really happy? You think your grandma wanted to go through that? She wasn't. My mom wasn't. She struggled, which was probably the reason she caught cancer, stress. Yeah. After she lost that job, granted, she smoked cigarettes and stuff, but I'm almost sure the stress, it added to that. My bad. And it definitely wasn't fair. I think a lot of us, guys, our generation, say that to our girlfriends or wives. We expect that woman to be our mom. For sure. Yeah. When it's not even, it's not fair to even compare that. You feel me? And then the daddy thing, that's why I'm so pressed on Jaleesa. No matter what, we can hate each other, but I'm not going nowhere if I'm not leaving Savannah. You feel me? I ain't going nowhere. I don't care what you got going on, I don't care what happens. Even if we gotta live in separate houses, we gonna be on the same block because I ain't going nowhere. I think having both parents in the house is major. You got both your parents? You do?
Yeah.
Yep. Can you imagine like one of them not even being there?
I don't know if my life was a little different.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like I'm in therapy right now, working through some parental issues right now. So it's just, but I get what you're saying.
Definitely major. Yeah. But this is I'm also a proponent of I see people stay together because of kids, and they hate each other. So,
Oh, for sure.
I'm not with that either, though. I'm not willing to live a miserable life just for the sake of we got kids together. Which is why I try to just keep the marriages at the forefront even before the kids. I think the marriage is more important than the kids. It's more important than your parents. I used to always say, if I asked you, I said, put these in order: your spouse, your kids, your parents. The priority. Who first, who second, who third. Brand, that's how you was married.
Yeah, it'd be just how you said it. Wife,
and then your
parents.
mom and dad. Yeah, and before, if you would have asked me that, kids, parents, wife. Yes, like my cousin, my mom was.
Why would you have put the wife at that type of priority?
Because to me, they the newest person in my life. They can leave me anytime. They can leave me, and like your parents is with you for life. They always got your back. You can do no wrong in your mom or your dad eyes for most people. And then your kids is like, that's mine. So it's like the only attachment I have to a wife, that's how I was used to think, is this paper. No blood.
Gotcha.
You can leave me when you want. You can
Yeah.
go cheat on me, and it is what it is. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the last podcast that Dave was on, you were speaking, and I think Dave had spoke and said he married to his business more so than his spouse, because he can control the business. I think that's what he said, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. He can control the business, but his wife, like, she has her own mind. She pretty much makes her own decisions, everything like that.
Decide that she not happy one day and up and leave. He can't really do nothing about that. The business he can control, and I think that's where it came from. Your mom and your dad, they not gonna leave you. My daughter not gonna leave me, but at least go meet a handsome, dark-skinned man. You know what I mean? Who's 6'2" and be like, you know what? I'm done with this. We've been together for 10 years, and
Really?
we've been married 5, together for 10. So,
Wow.
you know, you start reaching those like, damn. I see marriages all the time. We've been together for 40 years. We decide to go our own ways.
I never understood
40?
that. I don't understand how you've done 10, 20, 30, 40, sometimes even 50 years. Yo, it's just we grew apart.
At that point,
I don't. You might ride this
But I
thing
can
out.
understand, man. Nobody, they like the golden years when you 50, 60, 70. So I guess you want to go out just happy, man. Like, you don't want to go out just.
Yeah, I get that part, but it's just like, what is it? My thing is like, were you really in love though?
We was talking about this when it comes to marriage, bro. You be in and out of love. You're not always in love.
Really?
Me and Jaleesa are.
So you and Jalissa have fallen in and out of love with
We
each other.
always love each
So
other,
what-
but falling in and out for
Right.
sure.
So what's the glue that keeps y'all together outside of Savannah?
Foundation gotta be strong. You gotta know that it's bigger than just us. I had you up here with me. It's just bigger, bro. Our foundation, I think, is pretty solid. We have a friendship. It's just I don't know, man. That's a good question. Can she speak? What you think?
Yeah.
What you think? Yeah.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
That's not working. That's not working. Communication is everything, and now we ain't really gonna go a day without talking. When we got issues, like if I was to say something like, "Yeah, you're not built for this. You're not built for motherhood. You're not my mother," like she would have figured it out. I wouldn't even dare to say that. But if I did say that, I'm gonna clear that up. I'm gonna clean that up fast. I'm not even gonna let that go because it affects the whole household, bro. Because we got a Savannah, and Savannah knows when we even speak loud at each other, even if we're not arguing, we just playing or something. Savannah like gets in between it, and she sees it. She sees all that stuff, bro. And the kids catch everything. I'm like, yo, let's not do this like this. So it affects the whole household, bro. But I already know we still gonna fall in and out of love. That's not gonna stop, bro. To be in love for 30 years and you was always deeply in love is almost impossible. I think it can't happen.
She sees all that stuff, bro. And
Ask your parents, bro.
kids catch everything.
They're not going to be. Are you like in love? I don't know. Sometimes we don't even want to be around each other, bro. I love you, but I need some time. Like,
To be in love.
yeah. In that moment, I don't think you in love.
You know
what I mean?
It can't happen.
It's
I've
important.
never heard that
It's
before.
important that you understand that you're not.
I'm gonna have to.
I don't
I'm gonna have to.
You're not going to. Are you like in love?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes we don't even want to be around each other. I love you, but I need some time. Like,
Honestly, I definitely understand that part. I mean, everybody.
I don't think you in love.
Yeah, I think everybody needs their space to kind of just really like recluse to themselves, refigure themselves out, and kind of figure out what's going on and all that
when you by
type of stuff.
yourself, you single. Yeah, you single, right? So
Yeah.
I remember times of.
So where do
being
you see
single,
like
just being in my
looking
apartment.
back at always
like
wanting to have a girlfriend and always wanting to just be with somebody? You said, of
Just
course,
like, because next thing
part
you
of that
know,
had to do
right,
with of course,
depending on where you
your
at in
mom
life,
died at a young age,
dating,
but
you
was it
messing
something
around
else that
with
you were looking for?
multiple women? And I remember I got to a point, I just felt disgusting. Like I woke up, I used to hate. I remember I knew I reached a point. I used to wake up next to just random women. I felt disgusted. Like I didn't want them there. Like just get out. Like that's what I wanted in my mind. Like yo, just get out. Like I don't. We doing like you having pointless sex, meaningless sex with people. It's like just pointless, and nothing could come good of that. They get pregnant, you don't even like her now. Y'all stuck with a baby. Even people catching diseases. I know in Philly, man, people was catching STDs, all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of pointless after a certain point. I guess when you 18, 19, 20, it's cool, it's fun, it's lit.
We doing like you having pointless sex, meaningless sex with people. It's like just pointless and nothing.
It get old so fast, and you can't really build. You can't build a business sleeping with multiple women. I don't think, and if you do, it's going to stop. I always tell people this: you can't get to the top if you're not married, right? No, I take that back. You can get to the top, but you can't stay up there if you're not married. So, and even the billionaires who get divorced, right? They got there married though. They got there married, and maybe it ain't work out, whatever. But they good now. But you ain't really gonna get there single.
You can't get to the top if you're not married, right? No, I take that back. You can get to the top, but you can't stay up there.
Man,
Really?
she helped me with a lot of things. She not gonna let me settle for less than the person I am. So, something small like
So what's
I bought
the
my
one
grandma- I
thing,
bought all of us out here from
if you can think about
from
it,
Philly.
that Jaleesa has done
And
for you that you can't
My
do
grandma
by yourself?
never flew first class ever, right? She's 76, 77. And sometimes I go back to mediocre ways, right? So coming here, I was like, nah, we getting economy. It's for y'all, bro. Like, I'm not playing for it. It's for y'all. Like, nah, bro. And it was the most inconvenient, uncomfortable thing ever, bro. And I'm looking the whole time I'm on a flight, and Jaleesa giving it to me. Like, we got an attitude to hold it. And it's not because Jaleesa is she kind of bougie, but it's not really because of it. It's because I'm better than this. Like, why you got your grandma? At least she was like, she even said, forget me. You and your grandma need to be in first class. Like, you got to wait. Your grandma got a cane. It's like, dang. I'm like, damn. So things like that, I'm like, this is why I married her. Like, she makes me be the best person I can be. So as soon as we got to the room, even though the flight was already paid for to get back, I had to get first class coming back. Because my grandma, first of all, I want her to experience that. And the fact that I got the person I love, one of the closest people to my life, I got her going through these inconveniences of, they forgot to bring the wheelchair. It's just like, I love Jaleesa for those type of things. That's just one thing. She makes me be the best version of myself, and when I feel like she helps me not feel less than. You feel me? Like I'm that NIGGA, bro. You feel me? And I love that. Some girls. The reason I left my ex before Jaleesa because she was okay settling for mediocre. I remember at the time. We was making like $30,000 a year. She was okay with that. But
Yeah.
I was thinking like, you don't want more? Like she was a beautiful spirit and everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I wanted more. But I didn't. She ain't bring that out of me, and I didn't like that feeling. And then I met Jaleesa, and she was just like, yeah, you can do this, you can do that. So I love that about Jaleesa. Now she got her things where, so the bad things about Jaleesa, like she junky, you know what I mean? So in my mind, a woman, before I met her, right, was clean. They did the dishes. They that person. They domestic. Jaleesa is not domestic, but she make up for it. That was a work. That like she junky. No, she you got better at that, but I'm not tripping no more, cause that ain't. Again, compare her to the old school lady, the old school woman. That's what our moms and grandmas did, and it's not fair. And I don't even want her.
Go ahead.
So, we go get some cleaners now, right? She make me go get up and go hustle, go sell some houses, go make some money to have these things so that we don't. Whereas though old women might have been. Again, they would compare her to the old school. Let's spend our entire Sunday cleaning the whole house every week. It's like, is that the best use of our time, bro? Whereas though Jaleesa, man, she just make me level up for sure. She make me level up, and I make the most money ever with her. You know what I mean? Without her, it's just like old women might have been. You get stuck in your ways. I used to play the game 2K and Madden literally for 7 hours straight. Like I would literally just be there with my boys, replaying 7 hours straight. While I was with her, she like, nah, we not doing that. So, and some girls they love for your husband to be home playing the game for 7 hours straight. Yeah, she sang me with that. And she just mad ambitious. I left my ex because when I met her, man, just ambitious. Like I just seen she used to be just getting to it. You know what I mean? To be all the way honest, I was living with my ex when I met her. Yeah.
Yeah, just because you home.
I was.
Yeah.
And she just mad ambitious. I left my ex because when I met her, man, just ambitious. I just seen. She left her ex for me, for real, for real. When I met her,
you leave your ex for Jaleesa?
We left. To be all the way honest, I was living with my ex when I met her.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
Bring the chair. Bring the chair. Yeah, we both pretty much left our exes. If you really think about it.
Wait, so y'all wait. Come. That's fine. I don't care. It's okay. Bring Savannah too if you have to.
Kind of, if you think about it. When I met her, right, I said, her boyfriend lived in New Jersey. You know what I told her? I said, that's not going to last. He going to leave her. He going to leave her and be with me. If you really think about that. Bring it to
Come. You're now on the podcast.
What do you want me to say?
Talk about how we came about it.
Okay, want the real story from my mouth because he will tell you something different. But he will make it seem like he wasn't stalking me. He was. We worked in the same building. So I moved out from Jersey to Maryland in like October 2020.
I wish I could hear this really good.
I had
Go
a
ahead.
boyfriend from college, worked in the same building, and we ran into each other because I knew one of his friends from back home in Jersey. And so the situation was, when I got back to my desk, I got a little instant message, and I was like, who is Darren Smith? He's like, hi, nice to meet you.
Okay.
I didn't meet anyone named Darren Smith, so I was so confused. And then he said, oh, I saw your badge. Like, he was... I had a boyfriend from college. Who does that? Like, he saw my badge. I didn't even talk to him, but he was next to my friend. So that's how we kind of first met. So we met, and he might have known the girl. Whatever they was doing, that's their business. But it was like, that was like March of like 2011, I think, right? We didn't start to we didn't go on our first date till like October or November. Yeah, it was after no, it was November because after Halloween. Because I officially broke up with my ex on Halloween. Anyway, so it was around that time, or it was in October. I don't know, October 2020, 2011, something like that. So it was a big timeline. Like he was trying to talk to me all through that time, and I was like, no.
We didn't go on our first date till like.
He did.
He did. She was with me though.
He did.
But she was with me.
So the thing, okay, so it was a couple of reasons that I had left my ex. Lord bless him. It was just that I was moving and shaking. I had a job. I had like 2 other jobs. I was like out here getting to it. I was getting into fitness. I was like learning all these things. And he was still in Jersey, and
her ex came to Maryland.
His own stuff, but
on Valentine's Day.
And he didn't have any job. It was like a year and a half after we graduated. And I'm like, how do I have 3 and you don't have 1? I'm not asking you for Fortune 500. It was just something, Walmart, I don't care. But so after that, I eventually I fell out of love with him.
Yeah.
So this guy was here. He was very persistent. So I was like, you know what? Let me go on a date. Let's go on this date that he's been saying we should go on. And I thought it was just gonna be, you know, some free dinner. That's what I thought I was gonna get. I really thought I was gonna get free dinner. That's all I thought this was gonna be. I didn't think I was gonna like. So after that, I eventually I fell out of love.
The crazy, she was like, I'm so used to paying.
I was. That was
used
another
to
thing.
paying.
I was used to paying. I told you he didn't have a job, and that's why when he surprised popped up on Valentine's Day, I was like, this is a little too late. I really thought I was gonna get free dinner. I just said like, I wanted to do this a year ago. I didn't think I was gonna pay.
Did she pay? Or you
But
paid?
the timeline, see, when I explained it like that, it wasn't no like
Really?
cross contamination. And that's why when he surprised, popped up on how it was an interesting, yeah. Yeah. There you go. I wanted to do this a year ago. You know? My work here.
You know, my interview.
But the timeline, when I explain it like that,
It sounds a little better. Yeah.
Cross contamination or whatever. It was an interesting, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
My work here is done.
Yo, wow. So so pretty much like, what's one of the things outside of marriage that keeps you going? Because like I said, you've had a rough childhood, you know, dad wasn't there, single mom, lost mom at a young age, and we all experience like the ups and downs of life, and we have like maybe flashbacks and stuff like that. Like what's some things that you can experience?
Savannah, my daughter, and just I always go back when I'm thinking about Philly, man. I'm thinking about the education system. I was like, the schools was bad. Just the environment just was so toxic, bro. I want to be able to give Jaleesa and Savannah options. Yeah, matter of fact, you know, Jaleesa, I was able to retire her last year, so that was major. Seeing my mom work 2 jobs for her whole life, and Jaleesa used to come home. One time she cried because she was so stressful about her job, and just, it was a lot. And I felt less of a man because when I met her, I said I was going to retire her. And she used to always throw it in my face, bro. Like I told her, before any real estate, before anything, I said, yo, I'm gonna retire you. I don't know how I was gonna do it, but in my mind, like that's,
Yeah.
And she always kept that. We went to marriage counseling before. She brought it up because she was, at the time she still was working, and she was like, I kind of resent him because he told me he was going to retire me. And
Hearing those words, I resent him. How does that make you feel as a man?
Like, I'm less of a man, like I'm not capable, and I'm just like, after that, honestly, after that session, it was turned up, cause I did promise her that, you know, you want to be a man of your word, and then it was like a lot of things with that job, crying in the parking lot, calling me saying I can't do this, just hated her job, not living in her passion. It's not like the job was a bad job, it's just, it was like killing her soul. And the fact that I told her I was gonna retire her, and I didn't yet, that joint was hurting me for real. It was hurting me. And she used to travel, mind you. Wait, when she got pregnant with Savannah, she used to have to travel an hour and a half each way to work. So what do you think I'm thinking?
An hour and a half? Was the job that good?
That's the job we met at. No. She still was there. So, you know, as a man, I'm like, damn, yo, my wife, bro, like, she's traveling an hour and a half pregnant. Because of money? Because you get it for a check? And I had to figure it out, bro. Definitely had to figure it out. So, those things, not going to have to go back to those things. Doing things you don't want to do because of a check, that keeps me going. She definitely won't. And Jaleesa, she gonna tell me. You know, she ain't gonna hold it and make it seem like it's okay. Nah, she gonna speak. Yo, we gotta do something about this. You feel me? So, that pressure, I need that pressure though, to be honest with you, because you definitely could get complacent and comfortable. And so she keep fire on my butt, bro. Huh?
I need me a wife. But I need me a wife.
It's gonna be certain things, man. It's definitely it's gonna stretch you. It's gonna push you. just the kind of woman she is. Some women, they cool playing the mother role, the wife role, and chilling in the back and cooking and cleaning, which is fine too, because that has its place. Some people just want that; they just need that. Whereas though, we both kind of go-getters. You feel me? So it's like, she know I'm the king of the house, but at the same time, if I'm slacking, sometimes I know she could hold her weight. But yeah, a wife will push you, and if she see. It might even come between friendships, bro. Like, let's say you got a friend and your wife sense he's getting over on you or he kind of taking advantage or talking to you a certain way, your wife gonna tell you, like, I know that's your friend and you and this, that, and the third, but nah, you're a man. Like, you gotta tell him. And if you can't tell him, without the friendship breaking up, it might not be a true friendship. You know what I mean? So certain things wives see that we don't see all the time, bro. And I probably wouldn't see a lot of things if it wasn't for Jaleesa. They'll let you know. You know what I mean? They'll let you know. So outside of the looks, because of course Jaleesa is beautiful, but I knew it had to be more than that. Everybody always told me that's one thing. That's going to disappear. I'm sure Jay-Z is tired of how Beyonce looked. Everybody else thinks she's beautiful. So it got to be more that Beyonce provides to Jay-Z in order for them to keep this thing together. It has to be. It has to be. Otherwise, it's a wrap.
Right now in life, and you look back at your childhood, you look back at your teen years, what would you say to your younger self?
10 years, looking back. What would I say? I would definitely want to build. There's a lot of different things on different, like, they're not related, kind of. So definitely want to build a relationship with my dad from the rip. I wasn't really building it because of my mom. She was basically like keeping me away from that. But I think if I know what I know now, I would have worked that out earlier for sure. And I think I actually could have saved his life, man, to be honest with you. I think I was his only child. I think a lot of the reasons he passed away is because of losing me, losing his mom, my mom, and all of that. So I think if I would have came forward and talked to him more and just built a relationship, different outcome for sure. That's one thing. Secondly, I think, man, honestly, and I deal with this till this day. One of my best friends since 5 years old, I wish, and I don't think it might not be too late yet, I would talk to him more and get him out of his situation. He's still in the streets and stuff, and bro, I was literally with this man every day since 5 years old, and I feel like since I went to college, came back, and we just like didn't have friendship no more. It was just like, and I don't know if it's my fault. I don't feel guilty about like, yo, Raheem, like, what's up, bro? Like, you should do this, you should do that. We had little moments, but this literally was my man, like, ride or die. Me and him used to be like this, and when I went to college, it went left. So repairing like childhood friendships, it was a lot of us, bro. It was like 15 of us every day since kids, and some of them probably look at me like, damn, bro, like, you know, you mess with us no more. But when I tried to, y'all be they put me in situations where I can get in trouble. You feel me? So I be like, I'm done, man. I'm cool on that. Repairing childhood friendships. What else? I don't know, bro. I really wouldn't change a lot, man. I loved the way I grew up. I think it made me who I am today. I love like growing up I used to only want to date women who grew up in the hood because I think I always thought they knew how to get it out the mud. Like they got that mentality, whereas though Jaleesa grew up in the suburbs, right? So some of the street smarts ain't there sometimes. Like she the type to go get an oil change, they were like $250 just for an oil change. She'd come back, she'd be like, I paid $250 for an oil change. I'd be like, what do you mean? Why do you pay that much money for oil change? She's like, well, he said it cost $250. Like this one we ain't had no money. And they used to be like, you ain't think to like ask them why? Like certain things, the street smart still, it's not there. It's not there.
It's never gonna be there.
Certain things, it ain't there. It ain't gonna never be there. It ain't, you ain't got, Jaleesa, the street smarts ain't there. But at the same,
you're not rude. I don't think questioning somebody about how much they're charging you for something.
Yeah. She. and then like just certain things. Matter of fact, this was like maybe 2-3 years ago. She gave somebody her credit card number. Right? Like a random person called her on the phone and tricked her into saying it was like her computer had a virus. And she gave him credit card information. And I'm just thinking about, hey, like, huh? I'm just like, it's weird stuff like that. Like, I don't understand. You feel me?
So what do you do to try to understand the differences between you all's growing up? Because she grew up in a different household. Versus, like, you got a single, double, both parents.
They're together.
So you got to think, like, if you think back to it, it's like she grew up not having to have street smarts.
Exactly.
So it's like, how do you guys, like,
anything? So we know where we both are good at and what we not good at. So anything that got to do with finances, let me handle it. Right? I'll take care of that part because that's just not what she just I don't know. She just think money just fly from the air all the day. So it's a little different. But so on the flip side to that, when it comes to health, right? Health, that's her thing. Like she gonna make sure that we are in the best shape in health like ever. Like I'll eat anything, bro. Like before, and that's another reason why I always needed a wife. Me, I'm sandwiches, I'm frozen dinners. Like I'm quick. I'm eating anything.
Don't knock White Castle. Every time I go back up north, I would definitely.
You got to just for the culture, right?
I grew up on White Castle, so I'm from New York. So it's like every now and then you go back to something just for one time.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you bugging.
I was dolo. I don't know how to cook. No, and I know in my family, you know, it's always health-related issues, bro. So I do appreciate that, you know, she giving us the best. And I don't even know what some of that stuff is. Even a certain oil that she cook with. It's just like, all right, like, I don't care. Like, we use vegetable spray, whatever. Like, cooking oil, it got to be a certain. Don't use this. Don't use that. We go to the restaurant. It's like, she rearranging the whole menu just to make it. And I'm just like, bro, like, let's just order some food. Like, you feel me? Like, but I do understand and I appreciate that she do these things because I think I'm in fairly great health, man, and I never had any health issues. And there's a lot to do with her, probably. You know, I was born with asthma before I met her. Always had issues with maybe my asthma and stuff. Now I don't have none of those issues at all no more. And it's probably a lot to do with her. So I know what she's good at and what she's strong at and what I'm not. And we just kind of just make it work, bro. We still clash on certain things, but I would say having that other half is super important, bro. Super important.
So where do you see yourself now that you've looked back on life and you've realized the things that you've gone through, realize the things that you're going through and the things that you're trying to overcome, and look back at that life and you say, yo, life was rough for me. And you look back at it and you say, okay, I want to change the trajectory for my family going forward. What are the things that you still have to do and you're still fighting this day that you know you have to, like, keep going?
Get better at. I think I got to get better at finances, bro, honestly. I mean, it's more so managing it. Because we, you know, I think all entrepreneurs right now, right? It's like the era of just entrepreneurs and people running up crazy bags, right? And we never had this much money. We never had access to the money that we get now. And I think that sometimes I be like, yo, I feel like we could lose it real fast. So for me, being on top of finances, like making money is one thing, but just managing it, right? We're not even talking about making billions and millions. We just talking about managing what you have and what's coming in. I'm not the best at that, bro. And I gotta admit that. I do have an accountant, but they really just do bookkeeping and stuff like that. It ain't like, yo, you should be doing this with this. You should be doing this with this. Because I feel like, especially with my wife, I just told you she think it just rains and. Just buy. You gonna make it back, but it's like it's not the best thing. And making sure not just we good, Savannah is good. Making sure college is paid for if she choose to go there. That's one. And I think two, keeping the love strong in this family, man. Like I said, falling in and out of love. Because I'm gonna be real, and I think we both do this. We have times like, is this even worth it? Is this the end? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I fear that, bro. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I might wake up and be like, I'll be thinking, Jaleesa will be like, no, I'm done. I'm good. That could happen, bro. It's a real thing. I hear those stories all the time.
Why do you fear that?
I don't know, man. Just losing people. And I was thinking about this actually today on the way here. I feel like I'm always losing people I truly love. Not saying that they leave me, like my mom, right? Mm-hmm. Person I love, it's like without a written notice, like she just died, bro. That's the only person I really love. Dad, right? So I grew a strong love for my dad and appreciation for him after the fact my mom died. But I just love that he loved me. Yeah, like I don't know if that makes sense, but I just love that he, whatever that is. And then he died. I was like, damn, right, everybody died. And now my grandma, right? So what I'm here with now, she got cancer, and I already know, bro. Like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about it all the time, and I know it's coming. Not that I don't want to, throw that out there, but I know it's coming. I see the signs, right? I've seen too many people with cancer and how they pass, and I'm seeing the signs. So that's why I'm trying to spend as much time with her. And I know, like, damn, everybody keep leaving me. So I'll be thinking about Jaleesa, right? Not in the sense of dying, but waking up and just deciding that she don't be no more.
So you think, but do you really think she will leave you?
I don't know, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
I'm saying
I don't know. I don't know.
But think about the guy that you are, the woman that she is, the love that you have, what you all created, the reason you all came together in the first place. Like, you gotta think, like, I don't think not everybody's gonna leave you though. And I think that mindset is going to make you feel like everyone is going to leave.
Well, that's why I was saying I understood why when David Shan said that on his podcast, y'all's last episode, it hit home. You ain't see it yet. One more time, he said he loved his business. I'm not sure his exact words. I'm paraphrasing. He fall in love with his business more so than like people because he can control his business. That's his baby. It really can't leave him. He control it. Whereas people can leave.
People can't, but think about it though. The business can die. If you real estate can go away. The job, you still got your job?
Yep, still got my job.
The job that you have right now can go away. The way you talked about your wife, I don't think she's gonna go anywhere.
And all right,
there's some people in your life that come into your life for a reason. Not everybody. You gotta realize not everybody's a seasonal person in your life.
Let me not go before I say this, but let's just say, all right, forget her like up and leaving me. Let's say something tragic happens.
But why do you want to?
No, I'm just saying because.
But you can't. My thing is like this is the crazy thing. I just had this conversation with my therapist yesterday of living in the past. My issue that I'm dealing with now is that I live in the past entirely too much.
Okay.
So I always think of like, okay, if I do this and I've done this before, this happened before in the past, so it's like this is gonna happen again. Instead of just living in the current, present, in the moment, in the future, right now. So I think what you got to do every day waking up is just live in the moment.
Yeah.
If you wake up, you roll over, her breath stink, your breath stink, she's still here. We got another day to make it right. Because not everybody's going to leave you. Not everybody's out to live like, yo, like, I'm out, I'm dying, this and the third. That's just, death is a part of life.
Well,
it's one of the most.
Well, in a sense, everybody will leave.
In a sense, yeah, everybody will leave, but the thing is like.
Even my daughter, right?
But never everybody's going to leave though.
I think that just, I don't know.
That's that hood mentality.
Probably.
That's what it is.
Probably.
It's that hood mentality. Like, yo, like you probably seen a lot of death growing up.
Yeah, bro, for sure.
You've seen like, probably some closest friends, they've died, they've gone on to glory, and it's like in your head, it's like, all right, who next?
Yeah, I do think like that.
It's like you waiting for the next death to happen.
I do think
instead of just living in the moment, like, okay, if they leave, that has nothing to do with you. That's all on how they've lived their life. You changed your life. You left from Philly to Maryland now. Like, you separate yourself from the things you used to do to what you do now. Like, you've changed your life, and it's all that knowledge is mindset, really, on how you think about people leaving you instead of like people actually coming and staying.
I don't always think all your life people just leave though.
They don't though.
Like even my daughter, she turned 18. She want to live her life. She's gonna leave us.
That's part of life. You did the same thing.
Yeah.
That's just a part of
I guess
life.
So,
But you said it earlier though. Like think about it. He was like, your parents are always gonna be there for you. That's why you used to probably put your parents first.
and they left though. That's what I'm saying.
They left, they left because it's a part of life. Life happened. Life happened though. Jaleesa, she's still here for a reason. Y'all been together 10 years.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
It is.
They say you make it past 5, you good to go.
Hopefully.
That's what they say. Of course you got to keep going, but it's like you kind of just locked in a sense. And it's like living in the past is one thing that's going to keep you in that mindset of this can go wrong. Instead of thinking of, yo, what if it just goes right?
It's like attachments. Like, I don't like attachments, honestly.
Yeah, because you've seen, like, once you got attached to something, and then
that's when, like,
it's like you get close to it, and it's like, dang.
And then
Then it's gone. Like your pops, you and your pops finally got close, and now he's gone. And you're thinking the same thing. Every person that comes in your life, they get. If I let them in, let them close to me, eventually they'll be gone.
Yeah.
But what if you let somebody in and they stay? Your wife, prime example.
I still think it's new though.
It's.
I know it's 10
5
years. I still think
But you got it's
new.
the 5 years of marriage is new for you.
Well, I want to say that this mentality, it does show up. It shows up, like, in our relationship. Like, it shows up. Like, I can tell. I know what you fear. Like, I can see that. I think it keeps you from being as sometimes
Vulnerable.
open and
Yeah,
as present
she
and
do say that.
vulnerable
I'll open up.
as you can.
I might have cried in front of her like maybe once or twice in 10 years, bro. Yeah.
Give it a shot, man. My new saying is vulnerability is the new sexy.
Vulnerability, the new sexy.
Yeah, because I think when
What's the line though between like I'm a man and
there is no line. The thing is like that we gotta let go of that toxic manhood of what manhood is, because of course we see, of course you growing up. I grew up in like suburban New York, upstate, and you grew up in, of course, in Philly. So like it's different, but it's like if you think about manhood, it's whatever you want it to be. As long as she doesn't look at you any different, you're fine.
Yeah.
Forget about what I got to say, your boys got to say. It's all about her right now in Savannah. So it's like whatever you want manhood to be this day forward, going forward, is what you want it to be. Like I've gone through that same phase of like, damn, what does manhood look like? Like if I cry, would I be less
You
than?
cried in front of women before?
Yep. I call my best friend boo-hooing.
I mean like a woman you dating. You ever did that before?
Nah, I ain't really had many girlfriends before.
What about like watching a movie with a girl and like the movie made you cry?
It'll be a moment I feel a tear going up, like. So I feel you on that whole thing, but it's just like now I'm in this whole mood of like my life is changing and I gotta redefine manhood for me.
Yeah.
Because I feel so much free when I redefine myself as, you know, who the man Joevan wants to be. And for you, you got to redefine manhood for what you want it to be. Like you say, you feel like, yo, I'm feeling like I want to cry. Cry. If you feel like y'all feeling emotional right now, be emotional. It doesn't take away from your manhood because you're still a man. You're still providing for your wife and child. You're still providing for yourself. You're still providing for however many people are in your mastermind. Like that's what manhood is being a provider. It's not about the vulnerable. You think about it. I know. Jaleesa, she'll look at you 10 times better. Savannah look at you 10 times better if you just became a more vulnerable man. She would really like lose herself. Like the whole falling in and out of love thing.
Yeah.
She'll find a new way to fall in love with you. And then you'll find a new way to fall in love with her, because when you feel like you're at your weakest and she doesn't look at you no different and she helps build you back up from that moment again, it's like you gonna look at her like, yo, like she a 10 plus 10.
I'll work on it.
Oh, for sure. It's not an overnight thing. It's not even gonna happen today. But it's just like little instances, like when you feel like, yo, like if she want to do some PDA in public, you're like, nah, I ain't with that. Just do it. Just give it a shot. Just like when you feel that coming, just shift it real quick. Yeah. Hold her hand or grab her booty in public. Like just do stuff that makes her feel like, you know, she's wanted. And then stuff that also makes you feel like, you know what, dang, we don't do that stuff back in Philly. That ain't what we do. Like anything you feel like y'all ain't supposed to do it.
We'll see. Next time is if whatever moment it is, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna let the tears come out.
Yeah, just let it happen.
She ain't gonna even know what to do. She like was so shocked.
I have been requesting more intimacy that doesn't involve sex. So this is
Yeah, like, intimacy is just different, man. Just look at it different. And I promise you, like, you're going to feel so much better.
We'll see. We'll see.
You gonna work on it?
Yeah, I mean, I just can't make myself cry. Like, if it's a moment where I feel like I want to cry,
Just let it.
you know what would have been a good moment?
What's that?
Savannah had a dance, not the second one, the first dance, and I wanted to cry when she was on stage dancing, yo.
Well, I cried.
And
You
I
should
did.
have.
I was just like, I'm not.
Because in your head, you probably think, like, what these people going to think about me if I cry?
I don't know.
Like, what do you, when you feel like you don't want to express an emotion, what goes to your mind?
I don't know. I'm like, let me hold it in. I really don't know. Like, I'm like, I'm just gonna hold it in. Bro. Like, even when we watch a movie together, because sometimes we used to watch like a lot of like movies where people die and stuff, and then I look over there, she'll be crying like, let me hold this together, man.
Because you feel like you got to, like, hold it together for the
Yeah, that's
like,
probably what it is. Now I
yeah,
think about
yeah,
it.
I feel you. I feel
If
you.
I break down, I feel
Then
like
what?
everything.
Now
like,
now the whole, it's just a bunch of weakness going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But it's like, you know, you think about when you cry and y'all being vulnerable together, it's connecting y'all in a different
I
type
can
of
see
way.
that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can see that. It's like we aligned.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to close this thing out, brother.
Uh,
Some little quick commercial. And I want you to close out with some words of wisdom and leave the people with something. So this episode is sponsored by the Embolden Institute. Is my space where I send out daily text messages of affirmation and hope. Text me 404-476-6780. That's 404-476-6780. Text me the word heal to that number, or text me the word affirmation for daily affirmations. Or you can text me both of them simultaneously, heal or affirmation back to back, and we'll get you on the line every day, 10 a.m. EST. Mitt, my brother, appreciate you coming through.
yeah.
Close us out, man.
Some words of wisdom. All right, I'm trying to words of wisdom when it comes to
Anything.
this might be some words of wisdom from Mitt 215. It's the man's responsibility to provide and protect. That's it, bro. It's our job. It's our duty. It's not the woman's duty. It's the man's duty to provide and protect. That's it. That's the words of wisdom, bro.
It is. Gets no better. We're out. Peace.